And in Sarah, I sell small things because I do business. I need save water for my customers. But I can't take it from my pile of pump in my yard because it's not safe for drinking. Yeah, the pump got spoiled. We face it first and it's spoiled again. Government do nothing about it yet. Now when the Red Cross trying to help us. We not believe that the government get part to play in the pump because they say that NGO need to be facing the thing for us to repair it because we just from war.
Liberia is a unique case. We have moved from a phase of emergency to development over the past few months. An unarmed situation of emergency. There's a lot of chaos and disorder in the nation. And that chaos and disorder is also reflected in the desperation of ordinary people for services. As a result of that, humanitarian NGO, with very goodwill, come in to intervene. But those measures are ad hoc and short run. That's one. Two, there's also chaos in the organization and the planning framework to sustain those initiatives. What government intends to do at this stage is to now bring some order to the environment, end the chaos, create a more coordinated framework, which will then lead to better planning, monitoring, evaluation of the services that are delivered.
The World Bank's Water and Sanitation Program has come in to support the Ministry of Public Works in making a digital map and inventory of all rural water points in Liberia. A map like that is really the precondition for on-scale, coordinated, targeted action in rural water. And the information is already available online. You can see it in a neat overview map that we superimposed on Google mapping and satellite data. So you can get first an overview of the water points in the country. You zoom in, you see the icons for each individual water point. You can click on that, you get an overview information telling you, for instance, the type of water point, is it functioning? You can see a picture of that particular water point because we actually took pictures of all the water points. And in that way, I think, can get a very quick, neat overview of the map. Of course, we've also made available the raw data files for professional analysis.
The technology that we use for mapping in Liberia is an new open source software called Flow, which you can upload to any Android phone, and this is the model that we were using for our mapping. And it turns any Android phone into an integrated mapping device. Now, by integrated mapping device, I mean that you actually have everything you need to get information, photo, and geolocation of whichever kind of point you want in one application, which means that you click on the icon, you fill in the survey, and then you take a photo, and then you take a geolocation, and then you just press submit data, and all the data goes to the central computer. We had to train 150 people, and after people practiced for 3 or 4 hours, they actually knew how to handle the survey, the whole application. So the Flow application is really user-friendly. The other advantage that I would stress with the application is that if you actually have a network coverage, once you submit the data automatically goes to the central computer, which can be in Monrovia, in Los Angeles, it doesn't matter where. Now you got a backup of all the data that you have. Second of all, you get live monitoring and evaluation. So that's the ideal thing that should have happened in Liberia, but it didn't.
The device is supposed to we're supposed to receive the data from the field in this office, but because of the network coverage in Liberia, which is not sufficient, we couldn't get, this was not successful. This is why we have a team that went in the field always to collect the data, and it helped us to get all the data from the field, from the mappers. Even to communicate with some of these mappers in the field, it used to be very difficult for us. Places like Grand Cruz, Sano, some area in Maryland and Bapolu County, the mappers there, they face a lot of challenges because they have to walk for so many hours to reach to a village where the road network is very bad. Even the motorbike cannot reach them. Some of them have to cross rivers and put these motorbikes on Kingdom before crossing. So the challenges, but I mean, we have a very good team, and then they went through all these things, and then at the end of the day, all the water points were mapped in these counties. So this exercise will help the government to invest in areas that are, that are lacking.
I'm Theodore T. Kolinke. I'm the city mayor of Gallery City. But presently we are sitting in Sewonken, another part of Gallery City. We are sitting in Sewonken. We need help. We need help to come to face those pumps. We have about 12 pumps erected here. 12 pumps are built here. But for now, out of the 12 pumps, only 4 pumps are well functioning because of the water table due to the dry season. Some of the pumps are also damaged. We need materials to have them repaired, spare parts. Since the pumps now are inadequate, we get few pumps, so people are using the creek's water, and so we started getting signs of diarrhea at the hospital.
We do have patients, civilian patients coming in. From their health, we can make out that they do not have access to pure water because they're very commonly suffering from waterborne diseases like gastroenteritis and worm infestations. Around 25 to 30% of people complain of such problems. So from very vague complaints like mild stomach upset to life-threatening conditions like severe anemia and intestinal obstruction, I think it's affecting the lives of people and their health, especially children and women.
However, the knowledge that there's a problem is not enough in itself. What you need is detailed information about where are the water points currently, which types of water points are around, how many are functioning, how many are not functioning, why are they not functioning, how old are they, who built them, what is the perceived quality if you talk to the population, are they seasonal, do they provide water year-round. All that information you need to act in an effective manner, and that's exactly what our map provides the government with.
If you look at the results, the preliminary results shows that 7,000 plus water points were mapped in rural Liberia. And quite interestingly, 60% of these are actually fully functional. And we also know that about 30% of these water points are broken down totally. We have about 10% that are working, but with some problems. The beautiful part, and one of the beautiful things that our data can produce is this ability that you can disaggregate down to the clan levels. You're able to see that, look, while it's true that there are this many water points in Liberia, you can specifically go to a clan and you actually know how many water points you can find in that clan.
Now that we've begun to get a clearer picture of what is happening in terms of the distribution of safe water points, it helps the government to plan better, to allocate resources to those areas that are most underserved. At the moment, we are conceptualizing what is called the 2030 vision. And the information that we get from the field will be very, very vital in order to actually allocate the resources that are required to cover the remaining segment of the population. Once we have a clear idea of where areas are underserved, then of course it makes our planning better. We have an argument to be able to justify why we think resources should go to one county as opposed to another. So it has come at no better time than now when we engaged into planning for the future, in fact long-term planning. So these maps will be updated by themselves. They will really mean nothing if they are not updated. They will be updated gradually. So I think it will gradually take hold and it will become a project that we actually lay the basis for planning water and sanitation in Liberia.
Bawamo aminao